You're listening to Happy Healthy Hormones with Dr. Chris. Are you tired of the short-term patch to your health problems? Is avoiding medications and surgeries important to you? If you answered yes, then your prayers have been answered. Dr. Chris has been helping people transform their health for over a decade. He's a world-renowned health expert who specializes in holistic health. He's a professional speaker, chiropractor, and international best-selling author. It's his mission to help you reach your full God-given potential through holistic health and healing. Get ready to be inspired and transformed. Here's your host, Dr. Chris.
Hello there, everyone. So if you are ready to thrive today and let your disease take a dive, then you are in the right place. Because today we're going to be talking about a disease that affects millions of people. Man, I get tired of saying that. It seems like every time there's a disease that affects millions of people because there's so many people sick. Like you look at the chronic diseases, it is crazy how many people it's affecting. So this one's a big one, though. It is the number one disease killer out there, which is heart disease. Now, I'm going to talk to you about this number one disease killer. It kills almost 800,000 people a year. 1 in 2 have it. But I want to uncover some truths and put to sleep some real myths out there that are making a lot of people really sick and are actually more responsible for more heart disease and more strokes because they think they're doing the right thing. And this bad information is still out there. It's being taught still like it is gospel, and it is actually killing you. So I want to just ravel that whole complexity there and give you some simple steps to start reversing heart disease. That's right. You can reverse the heart disease. It's not a death sentence. It's not something you have to continue to deal with. But so many people are under these false illusions. So have you ever been told to stay away from butter? Maybe stay away from saturated fats? That cholesterol is going to lead towards your heart disease and your heart attack. Well, if you answered yes to these things and you follow those things, you have been lied to. Cholesterol doesn't cause heart disease. Looking at cholesterol levels is the number one most deceiving, most worthless test when it comes to finding your risk factors for heart disease, stroke, and an early death. The numbers have been changing for years. So back 30 years ago or more, 300 of a total cholesterol was the number that you didn't want to hit. And then it went to 250, and then 225, and then 200, and now pharmaceutical companies, along with things like the AMA, want to get those things down to like 200, below 200. But how do you justify this? Where is this all coming from? Well, all you have to do is just follow the money. It's the pharmaceutical companies that came up with these numbers, and the more they can shave points off of that total cholesterol, the more medications they can get into people's hands and in their bodies, and the more they can get the doctors to push those things on people as well. So don't be deceived. If you were on a cholesterol-lowering medication right now, you need to really question that. Because the more people that are on these cholesterol medications, the more I see people having brain fog, Alzheimer's, dementia, because it is literally starving your brain of the essential cholesterol that it needs. So statins are known to create liver disease, joint pain, GI issues, type 2 diabetes, neurological issues, and, drumroll, heart disease. That's right, the very thing that they try to deceive you into thinking that it's going to help, even though on their commercials they tell you that there is no benefit to decreasing a heart attack or stroke by taking these statin drugs. Yeah, some head scratching going on right now. So what the science really shows is that people with high cholesterol have a low incidence of heart disease. There's a 3% chance of a heart attack with a sugar pill, 2% chance with a statin. So what's really going on there? The fact is, we've been lied to. Myth number 1, cholesterol is bad for you. Well, why is cholesterol good for us? There's a lot of reasons. Cholesterol makes up your cell membrane. surrounded all the way around. It's what allows hormones to work, transports nutrients, makes bile acids, and the process is the vitamin D. So we need cholesterol. Your brain is made up of cholesterol. About 60% of your brain is that cholesterol fat. So as we start to starve ourselves and our brains of this fat through these lowering medications of cholesterol, well, then we are just starving our brain and we are going to create some major problems. And then there's this whole conception that there's bad and good cholesterol. God didn't create bad stuff in us. We need both HDL and LDL. They both have their purposes. Now, we do want them in some more normal ranges, but nowhere near what the average doctor is telling you about. And then we look at myth number 2, which is that high cholesterol means you're going to have a heart attack. Cholesterol that's high does not equal a heart attack or heart disease. It's not about the number. It's about the ratio. What do I mean by that? Well, there's some simple numbers you want to look at. So you don't want to look at just the total cholesterol. You don't even want to look at some of the other numbers that they give you. You want to look at these 2 things. These are the indicators of whether or not you need to be concerned about your cholesterol levels. Number 1 is you take your HDLs and you divide it by your cholesterol, your total cholesterol. That number should be less than 24%. If you're less than 24%, you're in the clear. And then you should also look at your triglycerides divided by your HDLs. And that number should be less than 2. If you're there, man, you're in the clear. You're doing good. Even if you have a total cholesterol that's up around 300, you can still have normal ranges. Remember, everyone is different. We can't just cram you in a box and say, hey, everyone's cholesterol number is supposed to be this, or everyone's blood pressure is supposed to be that. Everyone is different. We all have our different scenarios, our own bodies, our own genetics, and what's going on for you might be working for you. It might be the best thing for you. But just don't take someone's word for it that you've got to put these drugs in your body. Because obviously so many people will be affected by this on a daily basis. It's just sickening. And I have patients every day that come into my office that are on cholesterol medications that tell me that they feel like they have more brain fog, that their memory is starting to lapse, especially their short-term memory. And once they start to get off of those medications, guess what? They tell me they start having memory coming back. The brain fog starts to go away because their brain is getting the fat it needs. Their body is getting what it needs, and that makes all the difference in the world. Women that are having hormone imbalance problems, they're starving themselves of fat, cholesterol. This is key. Now, one of the most crazy things I see is doctors putting people on statin drugs, which actually kills a center of your liver that produces LDL and also produces, this is key, this is so key, CoQ10, which is an antioxidant that helps protect your heart. So a lot of times people with weakened hearts, they'll put them on these cholesterol medications. People with heart disease, they'll put on these statins. But the very antioxidant that's protecting their heart from getting worse is being destroyed in the liver. And so if you are going to stay on these things, which, again, I can't recommend, you should at least be on CoQ10 as a supplementation. If you're not, you're going crazy. You're going to go crazy. So what can you do to help decrease your risk for heart disease? Like, what's the real thing that you can start to do in your life? Well, the biggest thing, hands down, is get the inflammation down. When it becomes systemic, it's going to attack your heart, your blood vessels. It creates a lot of turbulence in your vascular system. So, number 1 is the foods you're eating. Try to get more anti-inflammatory foods. Get more of that anti-inflammatory diet. What does this mean? Stick to a lot of the high level of greens, the dark green leafy stuff, right? Stay away from the sugar as well. Putting good fats in your body. Coconut oils, nuts, seeds, omega-3s, turmeric. Man, just pile that turmeric and that curcumin on your food like it's running out of style. These will be some great things that will just start to lower that inflammation in your body. A lot of herbs. Put lots of seasonings on your food. I'm not talking salt and pepper. I'm talking herbs, right? Things that are rich in antioxidants. And number 2 is also making sure you're detoxing your body. Your liver is one of the main stops for toxins, but it's also where cholesterol and fat is made. And so if you are damaging that liver, you are damaging your body's ability to make cholesterol. Another side fact, the liver is also where T3 and T4 are converted, which is key for your thyroid health. So be aware of that. Understand, get things out of your body. If you are toxic enough, you need to get tested for that. If you haven't been tested, then it's probably a pretty good idea. But you got to figure out, what can you do to get that toxin out of your body? Do you need to do chelation? Is it something simpler that you can do? But understand what needs to be done there. Number 3, juicing. I love this. Remember, you want to have at least 80 to 90% of vegetable juice in that juice. But this is great because it supercharges your body, your nutrients. It's going to start to help promote normal cholesterol making and start to get inflammation down in your body as well. And then number 4, get in that high intensity workout. I say, Dr. Chris, I get sore after I do a workout. Well, yeah, because you haven't worked out for 10 years, right? Or you don't really get in a high intensity workout. You just get on the treadmill and walk around. No, I'm talking getting some high intensity. You're going to be sore a little bit in the beginning as your body gets lactic acid out of those muscles. But then your body is actually going to lower the amount of inflammation in your body. Studies show, numerous studies, the more people work out, the less inflammation they have, the better they're feeling. And then number 5, start getting off medications. Those medications are creating more inflammation in your body. A lot of them aren't even doing what you think they're doing. They're creating a lot of other side effects that are happening now that you know of, and some that you don't even know about right now. So I love things like lang-lang oil for high blood pressure. I also like things like lemongrass or clary sage for high cholesterol. But get off those medications. Do it now. And then number 6, get your nervous system checked. Your nerves are made up of the nerves themselves are made up of cholesterol. This is key. So you got to nourish those things. And here's the thing, 60% of heart attacks are actually from improper nerve supply to your heart. It's an electrical issue. It's not from plaquing of the arteries. It's not from your diet. So the best thing you can do to avoid a heart attack and make sure your heart health is strong is by making sure you're getting adjusted, or making sure your nerves that are going from your neck and in your chest cavity to your heart are working optimally, and that those nerves are firing at 100%, and that electrical charge is where it needs to be. So hopefully you got those things: food, detox, juicing, high-intensity workouts, get off some of those medications, replace it with some essential oils, and get that nervous system checked. So remember, your body needs no help healing, just no interference.
Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please help more people in reaching their fullest potential, and rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. For show notes and other free resources we mentioned today, go to newedgewellness.com.